Do you check your bank account every single time you buy a coffee? Not because you're worried you don't have the money, but because you just need to see that number to feel safe? You're not alone. We're living in a time where financial anxiety isn't just about how much you have in the bank. It's about how much power you give those numbers over your peace of mind. Research actually shows that constant financial worry acts like a tax on your brain. It can lower your effective IQ by up to 13 points. So if you feel like you're making bad decisions, it's not because you're bad with money. It's because your brain is completely exhausted from the constant stress. And let's be real, social media isn't helping. With algorithms curating these perfect lives, it's easy to fall into the comparison trap. This feeling even has a name, money dysmorphia, where you constantly feel poorer than you actually are. For so many people, checking their bank balance 10, 20, even 30 times a day has become a reflex. It's a trauma response to past scarcity, a desperate search for a hit of certainty in a really uncertain economy. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from this cycle? Today, I'm going to walk you through a system to help you stop the obsessive checking, calm your nervous system, and start building a real foundation of financial peace. Let's talk about why we panic. I want you to meet Sarah. Sarah is a composite of many people I know. She earns a great salary working in tech, she's saving for retirement, she's doing all the right things. But she checks her banking app at least 15 times a day. When she's in line at the grocery store, when she wakes up in the middle of the night, even during meetings at work. Why? Because when Sarah was a kid, she grew up in a house where the power was turned off twice because her parents couldn't make the bill. Her brain is still living in that past moment of scarcity, even though her bank account is doing just fine today. This is a classic example of hypervigilance. Her nervous system is stuck in survival mode, constantly scanning for threats, and it is draining her mental and emotional energy. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect you based on old information. It remembers a time when not knowing the exact number in your account was dangerous. The problem is that old programming is now causing the very anxiety it's trying to prevent. The constant checking isn't making you safer. It's just keeping you in a state of high alert, unable to focus on the present or plan for a better future. So how do we retrain the brain? How do we break this cycle of panic? I'm going to give you 3 simple, actionable steps you can start using today. The first is a grounding technique. The next time you feel that overwhelming urge to check your account, I want you to stop. Just pause and do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. Name 5 things you can see around you right now. Then, 4 things you can physically touch. Then, listen for 3 sounds you can hear. Find 2 things you can smell. And finally, 1 thing you can taste. This simple sensory exercise yanks your brain out of that abstract, future-tripping, financial survival mode and pulls it right back into the present moment where you are safe. The second step is to schedule a money date. This is about regaining control. Stop the impulsive, reactive checking. Instead, pick one specific time, once a week, to sit down with your finances. For example, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. with your coffee. That is the only time you're allowed to deep dive into the numbers, review your spending, and check your balances. If you feel the urge to check on a Tuesday afternoon, you tell yourself, nope, not today. We have an appointment on Sunday to deal with this. You're teaching your brain that there's a designated, safe time to handle money so it doesn't need to be on high alert 24/7. The third step is what I call the push, don't pull strategy. Right now, you are constantly pulling for information, pulling for that hit of reassurance. We need to flip that. Go into your banking app settings and turn off all the general balance notifications. The ones that just tell you your current amount. Instead, set up specific alerts for what truly matters, like transactions over a certain amount, say $100, or a low balance warning if your account dips below a threshold you set. This way, you let the bank push essential information to you if there's a real problem. You're not wasting your precious mental energy pulling for data that just feeds the anxiety loop. You trust that if something needs your attention, you'll be notified. Now, all these techniques are incredibly powerful for managing the day-to-day panic. But the ultimate cure is building a psychological safety net. This brings me to the Sleep Well at Night Fund, or the SWAN Fund. This is not your 3 to 6 month emergency fund. That's for big life disasters. The SWAN Fund is different. It's a small, separate savings account with a modest amount of money in it. Maybe $500 or $1,000. And here's the most important rule. You never ever touch it. Its entire job is to just exist. It's a psychological buffer. It's the concrete floor beneath you that proves, no matter what happens with your checking account on a given day, you are not at zero. You have a foundation. Knowing that money is sitting there, untouched, provides a profound sense of security that no amount of obsessive checking ever will. It's the mental anchor that allows you to finally breathe and sleep well at night. Building financial peace is a journey, not a destination. It's about unlearning the old patterns that no longer serve us. If this resonated with you and you know someone who stays up at night staring at their banking app, please share this video with them. Let them know they are not broken and they are definitely not alone in this. And I really want to hear from you. We all carry stories about money from our childhood. In the comments below, share one money rule you grew up with that still makes you anxious today. Let us get these old scripts out in the open and start breaking them together as a community. Thank you so much for watching.